name's Scott. I'm 56 years old. I've been living with diabetes for 35 years. I was diagnosed when I was 21 years old. I was in the military. I'd applied for another position and I'd passed everything except they said I'd failed the medical. When they told me, because I was diabetic, I didn't know I was diabetic at the time, obviously. At that time went through that process and I've been living with it for so long now, it's like brushing my teeth or anything else I do every day. So I had the multiple daily injections. So obviously in 35 years I've seen a lot of change. So my first blood sugar meter was enormous. It came in like a big briefcase style size thing. And so as they got smaller and that made things a little bit easier. And then I moved to a tubed pump about 12 years ago. I was a little bit reluctant because I didn't like the idea of having something sort of stuck to me all of the time. And then so I had 2 or 3 of those. Then I first heard about what they were calling a patch pump. And then I learned a little bit about the dash. And then a couple of years ago, I decided to give it a try because I was a little bit tired of all the medical stuff. I tried the dash. I've self-funded because I really wanted to try it, and I was hooked like by the first month. It's everything that I thought it would be. It's really great, and it works with the Dexcom G7, which is brilliant. So they talk to each other, and they really regulate my blood sugar levels. If I'm on the motorbike or I'm out and about at work, I can just have a quick look on my phone and it can tell me where my blood sugar is. That's really handy. It just helps planning, things like that, and just that peace of mind knowing that I'm not going to go low when I'm driving or I'm out and about on site at work. I've noticed a huge difference in my time in range. So I was about 50% on the dash. Now with the G7 and the Omnipod 5, I'm about 75, 80% most of the time, which is really good. I've been into motorcycles all my life. I'm very much into adventure bike riding, and previously on even MDI and tubed pumps, I always had to be aware of where the pump was. Like with jackers, obviously motorbikes, you've got lots of gear. I think the big difference is, like I would sometimes take my jacket off and I would pull the cannula out with a tube pump. So with the Omnipod, I know where it is, obviously, so I can position it so it's not going to get caught on anything, and it means that I don't have to think about where it is. It's just part of my other gear. The whole idea of adventure riding is out in remote locations, and that ease of just a little simple thing that I can have in my luggage, that if I need to do a changeover, it's really simple. I can do it anywhere. Just last weekend I was camping with a friend on a riverbank, and he was amazed that I changed the Dexcom one afternoon and just coincidentally changed the pod the next afternoon. And he said, "You changed that thing already?" I said, and I explained what they both were. And we've been friends for years, and he's seen the things that I've changed, and he said that's just, he was like really impressed with how easy it is now compared to previously. I think the thing that finally convinced me to go to the Omnipod was had an opportunity to use a trial unit just to test what it was like, and I put it on, and because I do boxing, it's very intense, so lots of sweaty sessions. I thought this will test it, because previous things like cannulas on my tube pump would fall out very regularly. So I put it on, and it was the middle of summer, so I swam every day. I went to 3 or 4 boxing sessions with it, went through the 3 days, and I decided that it was going to pass every test that it could pass. Just not thinking about it is the best part. It's just not intrusive at all, and it's really easy to forget that it's there, which is great. People talk about how often you have to think about being diabetic. I really believe that the Omnipod helps that, because you don't think about it. Whereas with a tube pump, you're thinking about it all the time. So I only think about being diabetic at meal times. and set change times. And the rest of the time, basically I don't. The tech, it's pretty straightforward. It's really quite easy, especially if you use the custom foods feature. So this morning, for example, I just put in my my morning latte, and the Dexcom's already told the controller where my blood sugar is. So all the calculations are done for you. Just a couple of clicks and you're away. I think if you can use social media, then you're at the right level. You're already expert enough to use it. One of the features I like about the controller is the custom foods. There's certain things that I have every day. So I have, like, I'm mad for my coffee, so my morning latte's in there. My quiet obsession with banh mi is in there. Things like that. Having that there is great, so I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about that. It's another calculation that I don't have to do. So if I had to pick 3 words that describe the Omnipod and Dexcom working together, it's I would say simple, easy, freedom.